fine. So this replay, since this is a ranked 5 teams, I'll talk also about more things that your team can do and ways that your team can um, interact better and things that'll help your team instead of just focusing on you. Most of these replays, I will only focus on the submitter, which I'll still primarily focus on you, but um, since this is a ranked 5s game, I'll talk about your team. So first thing I want to talk about is your team's picks and your comp. So your team's comp is a very, very, very strong AoE comp. I really like your team's comp. Um, it's all AoE. The enemy team has decent AoE comp, but your comp is much better AoE. You guys are going to be very strong in 5v5 fights starting as soon as you guys have your ultimates. What that means is that you guys want to start, when you have a comp like this, you want to force 5v5 fights and take objectives off of these fights. So right away, oh, excuse me, just woke up. So right away, one thing you guys want to do is start looking for like dragons at level 6. You know, your Malphite has a TP, have your Malphite walk down or TP down for a dragon invade. The other thing is that in ranked 5s, level 1 vision is a lot more important than vision in solo queues. So you guys are really slow getting off the summoner platform. It's really important to get off right away and establish vision. So you see that you're being invaded and you're not going to notice this, but one thing that you're going to want to do is you can go to one of your buffs, ward it, and then invade the other side of the buffs. Or in general, look at the comps and decide, do we have a stronger level 1 or do they? So at level 1, you guys have like Leona E is decent level 1, Zaki would be good level 1. Generally, what makes a team comp stronger or weaker level 1 is CC. So why CC is so strong level 1 is that level 1, the vast majority of damage is going to come from auto attacks, because at level 1, an auto attack is roughly the same damage as an ability. And if you all 5 auto attack the same person, they're almost going to die. And so level 1 is largely comes down to CC. And so CC is king level 1. Their level 1 is about equal to yours. They have Charm and Thresh Hook, so it's a little better at picking off, but you have Leona E and Zaki, which makes which is going to be a little stronger pick potential. But looks like they just wanted a first blood, they didn't get it, and they're going to start blue, so you guys are both starting blue, and that's fine. So let's talk about your lane matchup. Your Orianna versus Ahri. So this matchup, it's I think it's okay for you. Not too well versed in this matchup, but generally, Ori does pretty well in most matchups. She does okay. Generally with Ori in pretty much any matchup, you want to focus on farming, get farmed, and get for team fights, because Ori is primarily a team fighting champion. So it looks like you took Q at level 1. One thing you can take at level 1 on Orianna, and this is really effective, is you can take a point in E at level 1. What that does for you is it makes you have an automatically passive 10 MR in armor if you keep, because you're going to keep the ball on yourself. And what you can do is you just walk up and you start forcing auto attack trades at the enemy with your E shield and the bonus armor and MR from your E. It's very effective because you get the bonus MR and armor, and also because Orianna's auto attacks are very strong because of her passive. Her passive increases her auto attack damage. You've done a very good job of juking Ahri's Q every single time. One thing that you can be doing here, so two things I want to mention so far in the lane. One, you've done a good job of juking Ahri's Q, but on the flip side of that, you have not done a good job of punishing her for missing that. That's the spell she took at level 1, so if she tries to use her Ahri Q on you and she misses, she has no abilities available to her if she, at the level 1 spot. She has no more abilities available for her. So that's when you need to switch and play a little more aggressive and try to punish her, get an auto attack and a spell off on her, because she's only going to have an auto attack to return. So anytime you're laning and the opponent wastes their cooldowns or misses their cooldowns, that's when you want to try to punish them for that. Last hitting, you could have last hit that one with if you used abilities. So abilities are always worth it to secure last hits. Your bot lane's getting first blood, which is great. So I don't know why Zach just like walked in and revealed himself in your lane. Ari has no ward, she's pushed up. This is an easy gank. Like Zach should look to force Ari's flash right here because he can easily. But just showing right there, it's gonna make Ari play super passive. Like look how scared she's playing now, and I mean Zach, he should have come around behind, and he gets closer to Ari for that jump instead of having to jump from this bush, which is even further. But anyway, you're doing fine in lane. Just in general, you want to focus on farming, harassing just like that. Use that range of your QW combo and harass. You didn't need to E there. That E, that shield didn't help you at all. Just wasted your mana to bring that ball back on you. So your item build looks like you went Fairy Charm. That's a perfectly fine start on Orianna. Make sure that you do use the ward that you started with. Maybe you started with 2, I'm not sure. I realize that you can't see Jarvan, but you should recognize that this is kind of dangerous right now, this point in time. I wonder if that saw Jarvan. I'm not sure. Anyways, you need to recognize that I'm pushing. I don't have any wards on the top side. I haven't seen Jarvan in a while. I'm out of mana. Okay, so good job juking the Ari charm. Oh, the juke. Okay, so really silly choice right there. That's okay. So force your flash, but force you to back as well. So I think the proper reaction to this gank would have been it's fine that you chose to run down because Jarvan has you cut off there, but just keep running. You can just run bot. Like the enemy bot lane is not there. You could just keep running bot this whole time. Your team can come up and help you, especially because this is ranked 5, so I'm assuming that you can communicate. You can say, help me, help me, help me, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. That's the right play. It was a good idea to run this way to avoid the Jarvan gank because he had you cut off on your retreat to tower, but just keep going. Your bot lane had control of their bot lane. Their bot lane couldn't come up. You know where the jungle is. Like this was totally safe for you to run all the way down and get help from your bot lane. That would have been the proper play there. Because now that you don't have flash, Jarvan's going to be 6 soon. You're pretty much a free kill. So you need to be very, very careful until you have your flash up. Building a chalice, that's totally fine. You could also build a tier early. Tier is a very good item on Ori as you will charge it up. Getting both a tier and chalice is not unheard of on Orianna. But the chalice is nice to provide some early MR to help against this Ari. So that gank puts you behind in CS. It's pretty even. So this lane is pretty even for you. You've done a pretty good job. You haven't missed too many CS. You've definitely missed some, so definitely work on CSing. Look, there's that one under tower. Don't be afraid to use your abilities to help you last hit under tower if it comes to it. So about 720, Ari's going to be getting her blue. You should recognize that that's exactly what's happening. I don't know what Zach's doing because he's so low health, but you're going to need your blue if you're going to want to be able to keep equal lane pressure here. You got to juke that Q, or at least get that armor MR up on you. So Ari's gonna looks like she's gonna start playing really aggressive because she has this blue buff. She's gonna be able to afford to spam the mana, and so she's constantly gonna be pushing the wave and harassing you, and this is why it's really dangerous to have blue. So this is something you as a team need to do. You need to prioritize your buffs. Oh, you can't get charmed like that. Okay, good damage, good damage. You need to auto attack in there though. You probably missed an opportunity for like 2 auto attacks in there, but you did kill her, so really nice job recognizing your damage potential and killing her right there. But here's something, just as a team, you need to, like I said, since it's ranked 5s, I'll talk more about team. As a team, you need to prioritize buff control. So that's something that you, as a mid laner, when it hits about 7 minutes, you say, Zach, come help me get blue. Come help me get blue. Get set up to come help me get blue. You know, or if you started, no, I think you started blue, yeah. So it'll spawn right about 7:20. So that's something that you need to communicate with your jungle and make sure that you're ready to get. You did end up stealing Ahri's blue, so it's fine. This is a bad spot to leave your lane. You should have just cleared out that wave. That's a bad time to go get race, so just lane timing right here. You should have just shoved this wave back into the tower, because what you've done right now is you've allowed Ahri to have the opportunity to freeze the lane. She chose not to take it, but she had the opportunity to freeze the lane. She's just going to shove it because she's realizing that you're backing, but still, you should have cleared out that wave, then done the race. Okay, so rushing boots 2 after this. I don't know if I like that so much, the penetration. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I like that as much. I feel like you really want to tier on Ahri. You charge it up really fast. The Seraph's Embrace is so powerful on her. Late game, your E plus that shield is just completely ridiculous shielding. So I don't know how I feel about that. Kind of wish you got a tier instead. Boots 2 are fine. The thing with Orianna is that Magic Pen is good for her damage, but generally your E you're not using for damage, you're using for the shield. And like half of the Qs you use aren't for damage either, they're going to be for repositioning of your ball. So Magic Pen doesn't really scale with either of those, so it's not as important a stat on Orianna. Missing your ult is unfortunate. So it's kind of hard to land an ult on Ahri because she can dash out of it easily, so you want to try to force her ult, then wait to use your ult. So like right there, yes, if you landed that ult, you probably would have had kill potential, but the thing is that, so very dangerous 2v2 because Zac has no buffs, Jarvan's double buffed, and Zac had no health getting in there. But you guys get out. Ooh, the Malphite. Malphite TP, but he missed his ult, which is really unfortunate. Anyway, what I was saying is you want to save your ult against someone like Ahri. Especially in a gank like that. In a 1v1 it can be hard. But this is where I'm talking about. You mainly focus on farming. You don't go for the aggressive plays. You go for the counter aggression. And in a gank situation like that, Ahri's going to have to... She's going to have to flash to get away from the Zac. So you don't need to use your ulti there as well. Wait for her to ulti, then the next time come through. Just essentially watch and be ready for that ulti. So I just want to comment on CS. You're up 4 CS, but you've taken 2 jungle camps, so you're really down CS in this lane because Ahri hasn't been taking jungle camps. And most of that's, I think, just due to you missing CS. Like, you just missed one there. You're not missing too many, but you are missing some. Just tighten that up, and you'll get much bigger leads in these games. And be doing much better. Once again, just take that wave. Take that wave before you go farm this jungle camp. It's fine that you're farming the jungle camp, but like, I don't get why you're not farming that creep wave. Ahri shoved it out, so you actually only missed 1 melee creep from it, which is good. Unless you miss more to the tower here. Okay, so you missed 2 melee creeps of gold to get a creep camp. That's about worth, but like, there's no reason not to just clear out that wave first. Okay, let's pick this up a little bit. So you're doing okay in your lane. You know, you got that kill on Ahri, which is great, but you're not really zoning her out for that kill. You're up in CS mostly from jungle camps. That's pretty much the only reason you're up in CS, because you're taking jungle camps away from Zac. And what that's doing is, Zac's kind of behind Jarvan. You know, Jarvan's level 8, Zac's level 7, and you're ensuring that Zac's staying behind Jarvan. On the flip side, you're getting ahead of Ahri, so you need to make something happen due to the fact that you're ahead of Ahri. Your team is completely losing control around the map. And that's not good.
Rampage.
So the fact that you went top here, while you saw the whole enemy team fighting bot, that means that they're 100% you just lost Dragon. Granted, you're gonna lose Dragon pretty much no matter what. So I mean, this is fine. I think you save this tower, you stop the pressure on this tower, in exchange for giving up a Dragon that you probably couldn't have stopped anyway. So that's fine. Um, as a team, what you need to do in a situation like this where you're losing your lanes early, when you have a team comp like this, and I said this before, you need to group early when everyone's around level 6. Group early and take advantage of your 5v5 strength because you're losing in lanes and you're losing in skirmishes. At this point, you're really far behind and it's going to be really hard to make a comeback because you haven't forced anything as a group or as a team. Nothing. That's what you need to do with a team comp like this. Top tower is gone, bottom tower is gone. You guys need to start looking for plays as a team, and it's going to be hard now that you're really far behind. So it's a little too late. Like, you need to start looking for plays as a team way before. It's really dangerous right there. Luckily Zach was there, you 100% would have been dead. Actually, I already didn't have Ultra Ignite, so maybe not. But anyway, you haven't backed in a long time, which is unfortunate because Ari had that item advantage on you because you haven't backed. She's catching up in farm because he had to go top, and he didn't back. Yeah, needlessly large rod is fine. Leona just dying. Expunge little Twitch. He never expunged. Why is Malphite not ulting Ari? Okay, there it is. Okay, so you guys can clean this up if you get a good ulti off. Unfortunately, Vlad is pushing top. So the enemy team has done a really good job of pressuring lanes. What is this J4 doing? Oh, he flashed your ulti. Oh, that flash was not good. Okay, so another missed ulti. That's 2 ultis you've missed. So in a situation like that where Jarvan's hugging that wall, you should recognize that he's looking to flash. And just, once again, be ready and recognize when they're going to use an ability that will result in you missing your ult. And ask yourself if you really have to cast your ult before they do that. So here, you don't have to ult this Jarvan when he's on this other side of the wall. He's in a terrible position. He's going to die unless he flashes. So don't ult. Wait for it, and then if he ults, then you can flash. Don't get thresh hooked. That's pretty much what that boils down to. You know, misfortune is pretty strong, and just don't get thresh hooked. At this point, you guys are really, really far behind. You have no control over the map. You're down in towers, you're down in dragons, you're down in global gold, you're down in laning gold. So it's hard for you guys to come back. The thing is, though, is that you guys have never had this nice 5v5 team fight where you really capitalize on all of your AoE. That's a problem. When you go with a heavy AoE team comp like this, you need to force 5v5 fights. And you need to start doing it early, like as soon as everyone's level 6. I mean, they're just really strong. Okay, so let me, okay, so that's a kill on Vlad. You only ulted him though, which is kind of unfortunate. But it's a nice solid pick off. This is 3v4, so I wouldn't chase this. This is 3v4 where they're way stronger than you, so silly team decision here to chase this fight. You guys are just gonna get crushed. Okay. That was my Skype noise if you're watching the VOD. It's not your Skype, it's mine. Alright, so let me talk about so far things this game. So the first is in lane, you need to get better CS. You had a CS advantage on Ari because you were taking jungle camps. And that's it. And even though you killed her, you didn't really zone her or really take advantage of the fact that you killed her. All you did was take jungle camps from Zach, which put him behind when he was already behind Jarvan. Which is fine, but you need to do something with that advantage you're getting. You haven't done anything with that advantage. Mechanically with Orianna, you need to recognize when they're capable of using an ability to dodge your ult. Ask yourself, do I need to ult right now, or can I wait for them to use that ability? So when that Zac ganked Ahri mid over here by her tower, soon as Zac flew in, you tried to ulti and Ahri just ulted. She didn't even ult to react to your ulti. She ulted to react to the Zac. So you need to recognize, okay, Zac's coming in. Ahri's gonna try to ult away. I can either try to land my ult when that second cooldown of her ulti, or just back out, wait, and then let's try it again once Ahri's ult is down. And this over here, when Jarvan's on this wall, recognize Jarvan's really split. He's on the other side of this wall. If he doesn't flash, we're gonna kill him. I don't even have to ult, and we're still gonna kill him. So I'm gonna wait. If he flashes, then I can ult him over here, etc. So that's mechanically with Ahri or Orianna. In lane, as a team, you really need to control your blue buff. Not getting that 730 blue buff is painful for you. It allowed Ahri to have control. You killed her later, which is really good because she really messed up. And then as a team, when you pick a comp like yours, this really strong AoE comp, you need to look to force 5v5 fights. You're losing this game because you've never had a team fight and your lane's lost, and you just let them essentially push you out of lane. So biggest things in your game that you want to work on is just make sure you tighten up that CS. Don't miss Orianna ults. It's so bad. Orianna's, like, her ults are what make the champion, and if you're missing Orianna ults, it's really bad. Overall, like, you didn't play terrible this game. You certainly didn't play too bad. But your team lost everywhere else, and that ended up leaking into your lane. And it was just kind of some team-wide decisions that were bad. Oh, that one gank you died on, you didn't need to gank on. Or you flashed and were really low. You didn't need to. You could have just ran. So make sure you're paying attention to the map. Recognize that the tower is not your only safe spot you need to run to a gank. Recognize other safe spots in the map you can run to. For you at that time, your safe spot was running all the way down to your bot lane. That was safe. And you wouldn't have had to force flash, you wouldn't have gotten chunked, etc. You could have possibly even baited them into something really bad. So, this game's not over. You guys can farm up, and if you get a good, solid 5v5 team fight, then you might be able to win still. So Ahri's ult is down. You guys need to get some objective. You guys need to push a tower real bad, pretty much. You guys at this point just need to group as 5 people, push down a tower. Oh, and you die to that. Let's rewind that. Let me go see what happens. Okay, so Vlad is really strong and really scary. And you need to recognize how strong and scary he is and respect that. So okay, what are you doing right there? So Orianna's biggest advantage is her range and spells, and you just walk up into melee range of a Vlad? That's bad. You're not gonna get Rylai's Vlad, or he doesn't have Rylai's, but you're not gonna get a Vlad off of you if you go into melee range of him, because he's gonna pull and slow you, etc. And yeah, you just let yourself get completely chunked right there. Just don't walk into melee range of a Vlad. I don't know if you misclicked and you moved up there. The other thing is that you sent 4 people top with an exposed inhibitor. And so they're just steamrolling through your inhibitor and they can take base towers off this. So one thing the enemy team has done really well that you have not reacted well to is just keeping pressure on all the lanes. In a situation like that, you need to recognize that, oh, the enemy team has pressure mid with an open inhib. We need to definitely stop someone. Oh, they're all missing? We can't go 4-man gank this top because they could just go mid. And that's probably game. I mean, they can finish it if they want. I mean, maybe not. Malphite has all. I don't know. Oh, you guys are surrendering. Okay, so that's game. Okay, so what you can do in the future, just tighten up that CSing. It could have given you stronger advantages. Don't miss your ultis is a big thing. The other thing is recognize safe spots to escape ganks. That was a misplay you had. And in general, you need to take advantage and carry a game when you get an advantage in lane like you had. You killed that Ahri, which was huge. You stole her blue buff. That was really big. But you didn't do anything with that advantage, right? You killed her, but you didn't go back to base for a long time. And so look to take back, buy, take advantage of that advantage and win the game. Um, you killed that Ahri and you didn't do anything. Instead, you just kind of farmed some jungle camps, which just puts your Zac behind, which puts you even a little further ahead, but you still didn't do anything. You didn't really zone Ahri out. You didn't take lane control by pushing and then go and roam and help other lanes, etc. You didn't do any of that. And so when you get an advantage in lane, you need to take control of the game. And from mid lane, how you do that is you push the lane into the tower and you go roam and try to take other objectives. So the prime time to do that is when you killed Ahri and you stole her blue buff. You back, you get your item advantage because you just killed her. You come to lane, you now have a blue buff and she doesn't. You take advantage of that by shoving the lane in constantly, using your abilities to clear the wave, or is really good at shoving. You push in, you shove, and then you roam to other lanes and try to help them. If Ahri tries to use her abilities to shove back, she's just going to herself. So she uses her abilities to try to shove back, to follow your roam. So she shoves back, you just go, if she stays in the lane and shoves back, and you see her doing that, you just stop your roam, go back mid, shove out again. She's going to run out of mana eventually if you just keep that game up. Alright, so I think that's all for this one, but thank you for watching. And if you like this, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Twitch, and all that fun stuff, like the video, all that good stuff. So yeah, that's all. But thanks, guys, and I will catch you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Mountain Time for another replay analysis. Please send me replays. I need more replays. That's another thing. Please send me more.